Welcome to Professionals and Coffee, a volunteer collective that boosts the professional profiles through virtual coffee chats. In this video, we will talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion with Luis Augusto Nobre, Senior Communications Coordinator at Pride at Work Canada. And as a co-host, today we have Chandra Kailash Sharma, an international student from the PR Postgraduate Certificate from Seneca College. Welcome to Professionals and Coffee.
Thank you so much, Carolina, for having me here today. And I would like to extend my gratitude towards Luis for accepting our request to be a part of this coffee chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm Luis. My pronouns him, and I'm happy to be here in this conversation, sharing some of my expertise and also learning with the two of you and with our audience about PR, communications, and how we can just do the best in our professional and personal lives.
Okay, thank you so much, Luis. And as I connected with you, I got fascinated about the work that you are doing, the profession that you are in, and the organization that you work for. So could you tell us a bit about yourself? I'm curious about how you started your journey in the field of communication and what inspired you to do so.
So my journey started with a dream. When I was a teenager, I had the dream to be a TV reporter. So I knew that I had to study communications journalism, that it's my background. But life happens. We have new dreams. Some of the old dreams, they are just dreams. And I graduated in communication. I worked a little bit in the field, as a journalist. And in 2006, I had the opportunity to start working with corporate communications, but with the social responsibility perspective. So I worked at the time in annual report and to share all the social responsibility activities and relation with communities. This is that at the time was considered as a part of a communication piece. And from there, I just transitioned into work with social responsibility, like more social inclusion, but with these communications eyes for how you can do better, how we can communicate better, how we'll have this inclusion in our messages and everything. And I spent a long time doing that. In 2016, I moved to Canada. So, and I was in my journey as an immigrant to find one opportunity in my field using my experience and expertise. And for the past 3 years and a half, I have been working with two passions. That it's communications and diversity and inclusion. Something that I started when I first beginning in the social responsibility field.
From literally having a dream to become a journalist, to be here in Canada, that is fascinating. So it can be seen that you have been working with Pride at Work Canada, which is a non-profit organization, for the last 3.5 years. So why did you start working with Pride at Work Canada?
When I moved to Canada, I came with some of my expertise and experience, and I would like to apply in the current jobs, like the jobs that we're looking for. So I tried to move from the first job that I had here in the country, and with that I applied for this opportunity at Pride at Work Canada, and they liked my profile. I think they saw the potential that I could bring and support the organization. And since then, since that I've been selected, I've been full-time dedicated to all the communications aspect, like the strategies and the promotion of the organization itself, of the events that we organize, of possible partnerships, working with stakeholder engagement. That it's another thing that I really like. And I just could apply all the knowledge and expertise to help the organization to grow, and so to grow with. Because at the same time, I've been learning new things about myself, about my profession, about the organization, about the fields. So it's learning. It's something that it's ongoing, and every day you'll be learning something. So that it's why I was so excited to join them, and I'm still like in love with the work that we do there, because every day I'm learning something new.
I'm so glad to know about this. To share my experience, back in Bhutan, I was a volunteer in YPR Network. It is a network led by youth, and it is popular in South Asia. And it focused on sexual reproductive health rights and related topics, and creating awareness in the communities. And here too, I am in the similar field as a peer ambassador. And I must say that Pride at Work Canada is one of the desired organizations to be in. To move on, we understand that you have recently been promoted to the post of Senior Communications Coordinator at Pride at Work Canada. So what are some of your duties as Senior Communications Coordinator, and how does it differ from your previous position?
When I joined Pride at Work Canada in 2019, I was the Marketing and Communications Coordinator. And as everyone here knows, that it's a lot for one person. But with the size of the team and the proud partners that we had at the time, was manageable. But the organization has been growing over the past 3 years. We moved it from 5 staff members when I joined to almost 20 now, and we saw the growth from our proud partners, from the communities that we have been engaging, offering new programs, new events, creating more and more, and the demand was growing in a way that was impossible to continue alone, with the marketing and communications activities. So we hired a marketing coordinator last year, and we kind of split it so I could expand some of the communications opportunities that I couldn't be dedicated for not having the time, because I had to do other aspects. So now, as a senior coordinator, I've been working close with my colleague just to develop and do more as a marketing communications team. I've been working with more with strategies. So the way that I've been telling this, I've been moving a little bit from being a doer, that I have to work and create things, promote social media, working with that directly. And now I'm developing more content. I'm overseeing more like strategic opportunities. I've been dedicated to think of other communication solutions for some of the issues that we have, how we can create a better engagement, developing some of strategies for each event. So it's a kind of creating communications plans for the whole organization, but at the same time, creating small communications plans for each event, how be promoting, how be engaging with the audience. So, and I've been doing that in English and in French as well, because the organization is bilingual and we work with the Francophones in the country. And it's one of the excitement, because I also love language and I could apply my French skills there as well. So it's really, really nice. And one of my goals to continue this, because It was recent, so I'm still learning the new things that I have to do. I should have more of the content that I can create in English and create that in French, so we can expand and improve our presence, our engagement, and deliver the content to the communities that we serve, supporting queer and trans inclusion in the workplace.
Hey, now it's my turn. Congratulations on Pride at Work's Canada achievement of having 300 proud partners, of which Seneca College is the recent one. So my question is, Luis, can you tell us more about what these milestones means for the organizations and the companies involved?
I had this desire to make the difference, but sometimes we find jobs that we are not just making the difference, we are being the difference, and it's bigger. And we take the responsibility and the honor to represent a movement that comes years before us. Like when you consider how it started in Stonewall more than 50 years ago, the movement was before that. That was an important milestone. But for us, and that I can continue, and that I can continue with this intersectional lens, considering all the communities, seeing all the people, how we can embrace them, how we can celebrate everyone's sexuality, everyone's gender identity and expression, and everyone will be free to be their authentic selves.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, because I work with vulnerable people. In my case, my clients are homelessness. So yes, I agree with you. So my next question, Luis, is, and I think you have talked a little bit about this, but my question is, I would like to know your perception about how the focus of various companies on diversity and inclusion has evolved over time.
They are moving from a more performative, that it's close to pink washing, to go with this real inclusion, creating the sense of belonging, celebrating the authentic selves, celebrating people's identities in a way that they feel embraced and that they can thrive and be open, and because they're respected, and they go with this process of understanding better themselves and the others, and creating this better society. So it's one way of removing the toxic environment that we used to find in workplace. Like, we still have AIDS and an imbalance for women in leadership roles. And the government of Canada, they're with a campaign that 50-50 for board, for senior leadership opportunities. So there is still a lot. There is not a movement that will be stopping soon, but we still have a long journey. We walk it a lot, but I think that we still have more to walk.
I'm a newcomer, and I feel that there are so many hurdles that challenges us, and I'm aware that you have been in that position too. So I would like to know, how was your transition from Brazil to Canada? Was it too hard to get a job, or despite gaining significant amount of experience from your home country?
Yeah, so I came to Canada the first time in 2009 to improve my English, and I found in love. I came to Toronto, Takarano, Toronto, the dish with one spoon territory covered by Treaty 13. And I fell in love, and I came back again in 2015, this time with my husband, and we decided to move to Canada. I moved in 2016, and was challenged. It was complex to find a job as an immigrant without education in Canada, without experience. So I had to build that with volunteering opportunities, looking for ways of gain the experience and the knowledge about the workplace. And it's not easy if you come not to study, because sometimes they consider your studies in Canada, and maybe it's not it's perfect, but it's still easier to find some of the jobs, depend on the fields that you are. So I cannot talk for many people, but I'm sharing of my experience was complex. Many of us finding survival jobs, sometimes underemployment, considering the experience that we bring from our countries, the way that our mind, and there is a richness, like in being an immigrant, it's a different ways of thinking, language skills, visions for life, dreams. And that it's one of the parts that I think some of employers, they miss when they don't give opportunity to immigrants to diversify the way of thinking and learning from different strategies. Maybe I'm from Brazil. Maybe a strategy or something that I learned that could be the solution for a problem that the company is passing, like that experiencing, or it's someone that it's from India or from Uganda or from, doesn't matter. We can bring the different expertise and points of view that could change and improve the organization, improve the business, do something different and better.
What would be your best advice to someone, especially a newcomer pursuing who would like to pursue a career in communication or working for a non-profit organization?
Don't give up. It's complex. It's not complicated. It's just complex. That will come, and dreams change. Maybe many of us, we arrive here with a dream of getting a certain field, working with a specific employer, but life happens and we can fall in love for something totally new. We can even discover a new passion. So my main advice is don't give up. Even if you're in a survival job right now, but you have the dream to move to another one, it's building that dream, building those connections, networking, volunteering, anything that can give you the confidence enough. And soon that will just come to you, and you continue like the growth in your career path. And yeah, just keep dreaming.
Thank you very much for your advice. Yeah, I'll keep in mind to never give up. Yeah, I have seen, though I look very young, but have seen a lot of issues, struggling to get here and to move forward. But yeah, thank you so much for your advice.
And it's not just you, knowing that you're not alone on that, but and also helping others. It's another way. Don't be afraid of, if you know someone from, for example, that it's in the same program as you are, and you see this job opportunity and you're applying, why not tell your friend? Why not tell your colleague to apply as well, if they're with the same struggle? If one of you get it, that it's a win for the relationship, for helping, and maybe that your colleague will be a reference, be considering you to, if they're expanding, they can make a referral, they can have, and with that is just a way of not stopping this goodwill, like the spinning, like in spreading the good with others. I think it's the best way of keeping the positivity and building the networking, because you supporting each other, it's one of the keys, and we are missing in our society. we are struggling to see who is surrounding us. And when you see and we help, we also helping us. And we'll get this help from someone else that we're not expecting.
Yeah, and another piece of advice, be always kind with everyone, Chandra, because sometimes you don't know who could help you. Be always kind with your classmates, with your professors. Sometimes the professors could be a good reference because they will see you how is your work in teams with your classmates. So.
Yeah, thank you so much, Carolina and Luis, for the advice. I really value that because, it's so mumuch to learn here. And coming from a very tiny country to and make a big leap here itself is a challenging. And yeah, I'm learning from everyone, even if I just walk and see some people who are traveling by bus, I would learn from them. And I really enjoyed this process. And to move on, Luis, I would like to know what tactical skills should an individual acquire to get into the field of communications?
I think communications is so broad that we should maybe focus on some of the more generic skills that related to know a little bit of graphic design, know a little bit of everything. It's just to a good start point. And from there, you're like, oh, my passion is PR. My passion is graphic design. My passion is content creation. It's storytelling. So then we can invest time, energy, and to learn and to gain like those skills to proceed with your career. And with that in mind, it's more finding what we want to do as a communicator. Consider communication, it's really broad topic, and there are many ways to work on that. But it's with that, just go for more technical and specific that helps you. And you also try to learn another one that you do enjoy, and we just to expand your capacity.
Anything else that you would like to add to this coffee chat, Luis?
I do what I do because I have a passion and I want to live in a better world. And I know that I cannot live in a better world if it's not a good world for someone else.
Thank you so much, Luis, for lending us a little bit of your time and teaching us more about inclusivity, diversity, responsibility. And last but not least, thank you, Chandra, for co-hosting this coffee chat with professionals and coffee. But do you have, Chandra, any social media networks that you would like to share with our audience? Where can we find you?
As Luis said, I'm pretty active in LinkedIn right now. I'm also in that field, and that is the only social profile where I put my information. We can always connect and have a conversation.
Okay, thank you. Everything we do here works because of you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our social media networks. Click link in the description below this video. And please join us to do your own virtual coffee chat as Chandra did today. And hope you enjoy our discussion and learn a lot about inclusion, diversity, and social responsibility and communication. Thank you and bye-bye.